Hey, how's it going? Today I just am on a little walk. It's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee. I wanted to talk about seller motivation and the difference between a seller's situation and their motivation. I just got off a call with a seller today who reached out to my company, saw one of our Facebook ads, clicked on the link, put in his information, and his situation is that he's about to get foreclosed on his house. There's actually been multiple auction dates set. He said, I've pushed them back and I'll push them back again. They're not going to take my house for whatever reason it may be. He says that he bought the house, back in 2022, and his insurance company and his mortgage company, they messed up his escrow, and he had basically caught up his payments and everything and actually gotten ahead 2 months. And then his payment quadrupled. I don't know what's true or what's not. Sellers are liars. They say buyers are liars and sellers are worse, and it really is the truth. So I'm not saying he's lying, but I really don't know what the situation is. Regardless, he's saying that he's had an auction date set 3 times, and he's pushed it back every time, and he'll push it back again. And, when people call and they say, I want to sell my house or whatever, I always like to confirm how urgent they are. Because someone can say, yeah, I want to sell my house right now, but they can be money motivated, and really they're not actually in a position to be like willing to take less than, the max value that it's worth. And, those are people that are really tough to deal with if you're trying to buy property at a discount, which is what I teach. And what everyone watching this should be doing as well. You don't want to pay full value for real estate ever. But anyways, this guy, I asked him what he wanted for the place. He said $350,000, and he specifically said, and I'm going to get $350,000. All of this is language to me as a real estate investor, as an acquisitions manager, that this guy is not actually urgent. His situation on the outside seems urgent, but for whatever reason, even though he's literally going to get his house foreclosed on soon, and he's saying he's got all the confidence in the world that he can move out his auction date yet another time, there's an end to that luck. It runs out eventually, and eventually he's going to get foreclosed on unless he gets his payments caught up or he gets the property sold. And so anyways, he's saying, I'm going to get my specific price, but for whatever reason, even though his situation is urgent, he's not urgent. He's not urgent to get the property sold, and he's asking way above market value for the property. He's saying, I'm going to get it. And he said, I'll file bankruptcy if I have to. They're not going to take my house. But yet, even though all of these factors are going on, the seller is not actually urgent enough to take less than his exorbitant price. And so I just wanted to give this advice. If you're talking to sellers, if you're talking to people that seem to have like a tough situation, they may be in a tough situation, but it's not the situation that you're working with, that you're negotiating with, it's the seller. And you really need to work with people that are actually urgent to sell their property, because they're ones that will be more reasonable. If you've got somebody that is not reasonable with their price, even though they're about to lose their house, they're saying I'm going to go into bankruptcy, but they're hard set, and their face is set like flint to get a specific price, like, you need to not be talking to them. You got to go find some more motivated and urgent sellers. And there's a question posed a lot of times when I talk about working with urgent motivated sellers. It's like, are you taking advantage of them? And the answer is, well, no, because otherwise, if I didn't buy this guy's house, he's going to go into foreclosure. He's going to have his foreclosure on his record for the next 7 years. He's going to lose everything. He might go into bankruptcy. The question is not, is it moral to work with someone that is urgent and to offer them less than their property's worth? No, the question is it moral not to? Like, these people that I'm working with and that I suggest that you work with need help. They need their property sold. They need to liquidate quickly. The reality is that it's a problem to be house rich and cash poor. And that's what people in the real estate investing business do. The service we provide is to help people liquidate property quickly. And so anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to kind of share some thoughts and hopefully give you some insight when it comes to decoding the words and, yes, even sometimes the lies that sellers tell you on the phone or face-to-face, because it can be easy to mistake a seller's situation for their motivation and urgency. And really, you got to learn how to discern between the situation and the seller's actual urgency, because there's plenty of people, there comes a point, for whatever reason, people get to a place where they're so, hard set on getting their way. They're so hard set on getting their price. They'll lose their house before they get their made up fairy tale price. And those are people that you're not going to have success negotiating with. And I say this from experience because I have spent hours and hours and hours and hours on the phone working with sellers that are, seem to be motivated but really aren't, and I've wasted a bunch of time. So hopefully this saves you some time. If you're interested in learning how to buy your first property, I actually wrote a book, and likely if you're watching this video, you've heard me talk about it a lot. And I talk about it a lot because it's a very simple guide for teaching you how to buy your first property with the house hacking strategy. If you just go to the link in the video description here, you can go grab the book. It's $17. It's going to teach you how to get started in real estate. Literally, you could probably read the first 2 chapters and get started and actually get in the game same day if you take action. So yeah, check it out. easyfirstproperty.com. Thanks for watching.